Hey,
I'm
and
gonna.
welcome to Anime Club. How you doing, everyone?
Hello. Yeah,
Hey.
good, thanks.
Oh, great. My name's Chris, and I am joined by Phoebe, and we've got a very special guest. I'm fluffing this intro. First time live in a while, but whatevs, it'll be all right. But today we've got a special guest from Wonk, Women of Nerd Culture. It is Sarah Peach. Hey.
Welcome to the smelly old art classroom. Where we have anime club.
Oh well, yes. Thank you for asking me to come on. I'm not a massive anime nerd, but I do have little bits and bobs that I like, and I have watched, and yeah.
Fine, because it's like we just want your opinion on what we're watching this week. It doesn't matter if you've grew up watching anime or it was your first
Oh yeah.
first experience, but you have watched
It
a
was
couple.
canny. There you are. End of podcast. No, yeah. I've watched a couple in my time.
But yeah, that actually leads us on to my first question. What was your first intro in anime?
I mean, I guess technically it was Pokemon.
That's fine.
Lots of
Yeah.
people first.
Yeah, well, my brother used to watch it years and years and years ago. But for my own, I'm kind of classing Pokemon as a second-hand watching, so it wasn't technically mine. So the first proper one I watched of my own accord was Death Note.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Nice.
I find that there's a lot of people who kind of like have that one as one of their first.
Yeah, because it was like the early 2000s. It was massive, wasn't it? And then
Yeah,
that was the
yeah,
first
it was huge.
proper live action adaptation. I mean, I know there was others before it, but mainstream one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the live action ones, but I did watch all of the
That's
anime.
okay, you don't have to.
Oddly enough, I do have them on DVD. I've just never watched them. But yeah. I even named a few of my my rats that I had at the time after Shinigami. So we had like Ryuk, we had Rem, and then we had like Light as well.
Nice.
Did they eat apples and like write stuff in notebooks?
Well, I had one which was called DCI Gene Hunt. He liked to write in notebooks, so I'm thinking he took the
From Life on
inspiration
Mars.
from the others. Yeah. The first rats I had were called DCI Gene Hunt and the Grim Squeaker.
Nice.
So Life on Mars and Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But yes, basically Ryuk, Light, and L and Rem were the next lot that we had after the first two. Yeah, so quite early on.
I have a soft spot for Death Note. It's some people get quite divided by it. I love it, but recently I have also been watching like people who've edited out all the inner monologues of Death Note, so that it's hilarious because it's just people like very intensely sitting at a table together saying nothing, and you realise like how long people are just standing staring at each other in that anime, and you think people would definitely have figured out who had a guilty conscience because they're just sitting at the table like It's amazing.
To be fair, would you not think, oh, it can't be him, he's a simpleton, he just stands there and just stares at us for a good 5 minutes?
Yeah,
there's no way he could pull that off.
He doesn't have a magic book.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Thought, my notes had disappeared for a second there.
Uh-oh.
But yeah.
See, that's what happens when you mock the Shinigami, they'll steal your name.
Do not mock the Shinigami.
See, I loved it at the time, but thinking back, like, I'm never gonna watch it again. I don't think.
I think it's a good anime for its time. Sometimes we don't need to watch back. Sometimes the nostalgia is enough.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like everybody has the emo phase, and Death Note's a very emo anime.
Yeah, like at the time I watched Death Note, I was listening to like Evanescence and My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did you like what's the goth lass called on that? Misa or something?
Risa.
Oh no, no, I didn't. I found her quite intolerable, actually.
Yeah, didn't like her.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
But that
She was
leads
too
on to the
much.
most important part of Anime Club, the
Mm.
snacks.
Oh yeah. Wow, I feel like I have you both in spirit with me today because I have from yourself, Sarah. I've saved them. They've come all the way back from the north with me.
Oh wow!
Are the snacks that you bought, Chris and I? And then I've also got the Dubai chocolate that's come all the way from Egypt via the north, and then come all the way on the train across the country. So
On the hottest day of the year.
well-travelled snacks. These are a bit squished, I think.
Tastes the
I
same.
mean, at least rice
They'll
cakes will
still be
still be
delicious.
edible, at least.
Yeah, for sure. They'll still be fine. What about you guys? What have you got?
Do you want to go first, Sarah?
I've gone for an old classic that I like because Reese's dipped pretzels.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That way. There you go.
Those look good.
They're disappearing into the ether as well.
I know.
I know. It's because they're too good to exist on this earth.
Yeah. That's they're one of my favourite little monkeys at the minute. So them. Hi, Eddie.
Oh, you just cut out there.
Yeah.
I
can't
think
hear you.
he's hearing rustling, and I think he's trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Fair enough.
Is he like that? Is he like that meme with the dog where it's kind of like people breaking in, dog fast asleep? Here's the wrapper of a cheese 50 yards away. There's something happening.
To be fair, it's more like friendly person approaches door, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
If someone rustling something, all hell breaks loose. An actual robber comes, he probably would just like want attention. I think he is completely useless as a guard dog. As my sibling Soph likes to remind me that Chihuahuas were originally bred for food. Like they weren't bred for anything else. Like they were just bred to be delicious. That's a true thing. There's records.
Oh wow!
There's records from Spanish conquistadors entering South America for the first time and describing Chihuahuas being sold on the street. It's why short-haired Chihuahuas often have bald stomachs is because it's easier to skin a bulldog.
Okay.
It's like, I know, it's very sad. Chinese crested dogs as well were also originally bred as snacks, street meats.
For that reason, I can see why.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be so
there we go. Speaking of street meats, what have you got, Chris?
Well, Paul, I haven't got a cake. I was going to bring up me massive tiramisu cake, but it was too big, and Molly would kill us if I didn't share it.
Yeah, that seems fair.
That looked amazing, though.
Like you, I do have some rice cakes that were kindly gifted to us by Sarah. Hey.
I did share, Sarah. You'll be pleased to know.
Mine are ketchup flavour.
Did you get were yours barbecue, Phoebes?
Yeah, mine are barbecue. I let Chris pick, and he purely based it on the character, I think, rather than flavour.
To be fair, like barbecue and ketchup, I would eat both.
Yeah, I mean, I think they both look delicious, so I was happy to let you pick because I'd be happy either way. If there'd been one I didn't like, I'd have just been like, Sarah bought this this packet for you.
Sarah bought this one packet for you.
Yeah.
There were no other packets.
Specifically, this one that I like is for me.
And I've also got a cheeky little beer because Sarah loves to have a beer, and I thought I'll join her.
I have a beer.
Yeah.
I have a Vault City Jungle Juice. I love a fruity sour, which you can't see. There it is.
Nice.
I like how you got the pose down.
Yes. Yeah.
I will get a sponsorship from Vault City at some point.
Yeah. That's the mission.
Zorro only eats booze, Jake.
Well, you heard, folks. Get onto their. I've already opened mine.
I've got a dipping sauce.
Ooh,
you've got a dipping sauce? What?
Yeah, the beer.
Oh.
I thought these were proper rice cakes. These are like crisps.
These are like. Oh no, they're really good. They're really good. This whole packet's gonna be gone.
Yeah, I have to put them down.
Nice. Mm.
Right. So now we've got the snacks
I
out
was
of
just
the
thinking,
way.
when does Anime Club become a mukbang?
Yeah, exactly.
I literally had a dream the other night, appropriate because we're talking about Paprika,
Mm.
where Anime Club descended into nothing but snacks.
Ooh.
And
Snack
it
reviews.
was fun. Yeah, it was just snacks. We just did just an hour of snacks and forgot to do the anime.
Should we just do it?
Yeah, why
Who
not?
needs anime when you've got snacks?
But
got
the
loads
whole
down here as
thing is
well.
you can't watch anime without snacks. I dare
Also
you to try.
true.
You have to have snacks.
Yeah, you can't watch anime without snacks, but you can have snacks without anime.
That is true. That is true. As my dream proved the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Anime Club mukbang.
Uh-huh.
Talking of dreams,
Mhm.
why don't you get
Yeah.
this dream back on the rails, Chris?
Yeah, go on then. So today we're going to talk about Satoshi Kon's Paprika, which is
Paprika.
should we go through what it's about before we like ask?
Can you
talk about
explain
it?
what it's about?
Yeah, we can
Kind
try.
of. Yeah. So basically, it's set in the future. This team have developed a machine called the DC Mini that allows people to explore dreams to help psychiatric patients. Which I mean, I don't
As
know.
a form of therapy.
Yeah, so I don't think that would actually be good in real life. But
Well, you see, I was thinking about this, and they have started using ketamine to treat certain like very serious like schizophrenia
Yeah.
and like depression and PTSD. So maybe it's really only one step away. That kind of psychedelic reality versus truth.
I mean, I'm not sure I'd like it as a therapy source, but I would like to see if I still dream because I haven't remembered a dream for like over 20 years.
You just want to record your dream and see
I
what
just want to
happens.
record the dream and see what happens because I never remember them these days.
what would you do if your dreams were like really boring though? Would you be disappointed?
I'd watch one and then go, okay, and get on with it. But if they were interesting, then I'd go, okay, maybe I'll watch a few more.
Yeah. But
I mean, I've said it's basically a crazy rabbit hole of nonsense that it's hard to keep track of, but it's kind of like I like the odd mindfuck movies.
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
there
I'm
is an
a big fan of The Big Lebowski, Black Swan, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there is a big overarching story that's pretty weak, I would say. So basically, this DC Mini gets stolen by someone. All of the team, because they have been developing it and they've been around the secretions that it secretes and everything like that. They're
It
they are
basically,
very
if you get hooked, hang on, I need to.
Secretion.
Whoa. The more you use the device, the more susceptible you become to the device. So it's basically like as you adjust to the device, it's easier for you to like fall into the pattern, the dream pattern, and it makes it harder to wake up. So you become like desensitized to the machine. It doesn't secrete things.
it does. I mean, do you not know why they were covered in gel?
Were they covered in gel? Like, this is the
Yeah.
problem with this film, is I'm not going to know if you're having me on or if I just got confused.
No.
It
So
is trippy.
That's what they were saying. So this DC Mini is basically a clip that goes around your head there, and it's got these little branches that come off it, which secrete this stuff, which releases dopamine and keeps you happy.
Oh, is that not just kind of like a thing that they need? It's not a secretion from them, then it's a secretion from the machine.
Yeah. Happy juice.
Yeah, happy juice.
Happy gel. Yeah.
I was thinking more of a kind of like you know, the gel they use on you when the
like for an ultrasound.
When they do like ultrasounds, yeah.
Yeah. That's horrible.
I was thinking it was just something that made the equipment work better. what's the word I'm after? There's a word I'm after, like
It's called like conductive something.
conductive fluid. That's what I was
That's
basically trying to say. Yeah, like it's like a conductive fluid to make it work better.
See, I thought of it as do you know when some animals when they bite you, they release some sort of well, they spit on you and make you numb, so you kind of feel it. I thought it was kind of like that kind of deal, but it doesn't really matter. It's not part of the story anyway.
No.
One of them gets nicked though.
Yeah.
Someone's been using one of these DC minis for the crack, and it's with it being a prototype one, it doesn't have like a fail-safe one, so you can enter other dreams willy-nilly, whatever you want.
It's like hooked up like a network.
Yeah.
And one of the developers deliberately didn't do it, even though he was asked to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a bit of a...
Dreams were for everyone. He's the socialist. It's the people's dream machine.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the team have got to find out who stole it, and this DC mini thief is trying to sabotage them by doing stuff like when they're like jumping over railings and stuff, or they put like hallucinations in the brain because he implants suggestive thoughts into the subconscious. So they see different worlds to what's actually happening. Like there's one point, a lass goes to jump over like a railing by the side of the road, and then she realizes she's in a balcony 10 stories up and nearly kills herself, kind of thing. But yeah, and they've got a...
I mean, you see, the head of the team does actually jump out of a window several stories high.
Yeah.
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 But did you have any expectations going into it? Because I didn't know anything. All I know is I've seen Tokyo Godfathers, which is a completely different film, same director. So I kind of knew about the animation style, but that's all I knew going in.
I mean, I was a bit intrigued by it because, I mean, although I haven't seen Inception, I know like what it caused quite a ruckus when it came out. Like everybody was talking about it, and it was ooh, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Because a lot of people have described Paprika as being the movie that inspired it, inspired Inception. So I was kind of like, this could be a really good, like, crazy movie.
Yeah. It's if for people who've seen Inception, it's like if people were trying to stop the terrorists rather than they were the people doing the like dream crime.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen Inception, but
well, now you've seen Paprika, so it's fine.
Don't have
Who
to.
needs to see Inception now?
I didn't have any expectation. Well, I had an expectation because I was like, oh, I remember watching this ages ago, but it's probably been 5 years since I've seen it.
Right.
And there were bits that I'd just forgotten because I'd forgotten how it's very like for something that has a relatively simple story, like it doesn't have a lot of plot. No. Because the animation's so detailed, it's very easy to forget things. And then suddenly I remembered like certain scenes, like I was like, oh yeah, at one point she does turn into a fairy, and oh yeah, she does. Like I was just like it was all coming back to me, and I was like, oh yeah, that's like it's weird how a lot happens, but also nothing really happens.
Yes, it's one of those.
Yeah, because it's like a feast for the eyes. The actual animation itself and how colourful it is and how twisty turny it is.
I loved how at points you just didn't know what was coming next. I mean, just even in the opening scene, I'm kind of like, hang on, what's going on here with this little car?
Oh, the clowns.
I didn't expect for it to start in a circus.
Yeah, and not knowing, like, because, like, and I love that you're never sure if they're awake or not.
Yeah.
Because bits of it do happen in the waking world, but do they?
I was talking to you before about this because there's Paprika, who is the alter ego of the I can't remember her name now. The
Dr. Okochi.
Yeah.
Dr. Chiba.
Yeah. It's the alter ego of her, and at some points in the film, do you think is is Paprika talking to such and such, or is it her? Like in
Yeah.
the when she sees the policeman who she's doing this dream therapy to, because he's trying to he's stressed because he's suffering from anxiety because of a particularly hard case that he's going through, and then it ends up that he's got trauma with his childhood best friend, where
Yeah.
he used to make films with him, blah blah. But when you see them in the real world, he's talking to Paprika. So is he awake when he's doing that? Is he asleep?
Real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Well, Paprika, and technically Paprika can't ever really exist in the real world. So, like, is it that they've created an avatar for her that people can interact with while waking, or is it that he just didn't actually wake up yet?
yeah, and
Yeah.
they communicate in weird ways as well, because she at one point she gives him like a website to go to, and she communicates that way because she was like, oh yeah, it's all connected, kind of like the internet, so why not use the internet as a
As a
communication device?
metaphor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit mind fucky in that way, where I think if you watched again as a second watch, you might get more questions than answers.
I think watching it a second time is a very good idea when you're just going into it completely blind. Just because I get the feeling that when I do watch it again, it will be I'll pick up on things that I didn't see.
To like stack like clues to the story into the animation, and it's so detailed. And because he's one of those like animators who kind of has like a really clear vision for how it's all going to work together from the start. So I also think with a second watch, you'll probably notice stuff in the background of the dream sequences that tell you what's happening, even though like on the first watch you would miss it completely because you have no idea where, like, who's responsible and like what the different dreams mean to people.
So I remember seeing a quote by him. It was someone referencing a quote anyway, but he was saying that he would be absolutely crap at directing films because with when you've got an anime, you've got every single detail in the background, every single movement. It's all done by hand, so you have complete control over everything. So I mean, there is little Easter eggs that I've definitely missed, or there's probably hints to what's happening in the story based on just stuff in the background, not from what the characters are saying. And
Yeah.
I think that's why it'd be worth a second watch. I haven't done it yet, so
No.
I haven't seen it.
I think going off that, was it himself that saw it? I'm sure that I've read somewhere that carrying on from that quote that it was you can't control what people watch in real movies. Something along those lines. You can't control what the person looks at in a real movie, whereas in the anime you can actually just put everything in one shot that you want them to see.
Yeah, and I do think he really loads it in. And in terms of like, so in Tokyo Godfathers, a lot of the animators and junior animators were Studio Ghibli veterans, and the thing I always love about Studio Ghibli is how rich the background art is. And you really see that kind of like animation training or approach in Tokyo Godfathers. And I feel like in Paprika, it's like the next step along where the background is the story in a lot of ways, because it has this like, as you're merging from one scene to another in this like very trippy dream way, often the background will become part of like we'll focus in on part of the background, and then that becomes the focus point or the starting point for the next like sequence. And I think it's quite nice seeing having watched Tokyo Godfathers for Anime Club not long ago, being able to see that evolution between the two, and kind of see where like a lot of the experiments that he does in Tokyo Godfathers with expressions and with like background detail, being able to see like where he took those experiments and put them into Paprika as well.
Just Because he did have an unfinished film as well. I would love to have seen that, or even seen what it could have looked like.
Yeah. Imagine how weird. There is something about, so like it's like with Miyazaki's last film, The Boy and the Heron, gets real weird. And there is something about anime directors as they come towards the end of their life, they seem to like create like these kind of like incredibly unhinged masterpieces.
Take a load of LSD, basically.
But I think there's something, obviously a lot of time sitting, drawing, or like, and animating stuff in front of the computer over and over, day after day, obviously does something to the brain, I think.
I guess it's only so long that you spend like kind of creating all these worlds until you kind of gradually find yourself in the world yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lovely quote. I love that. Yeah. And that's a perfect description of this film, is the kind of, you think you're in a story and actually you're just discovering like people's selves through their dreams. Lovely.
Yeah. Actually, talking about finding yourselves, who do you think is your favorite character in this? Do you have any like attachment to them? Because I know every one of them is unique, and I'm going to apologize because I cannot remember any of the names, just what they look like. So I'll be describing them, what they look like
In unflattering terms.
in my own terms. I've called a couple of people different things to you in the Discord, but yeah, because a lot of them have their own styles. Because like you get when you see them as a dream self, they're kind of like all of their subconscious either insecurities or what they would like to be is brought out in the dream world.
Yeah.
So every character in this is different because they have different wants, different needs, or different fears.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
Is there any that you relate to or that you like?
I couldn't. Honestly, the first time I saw the detective, I was going, "What in the J. Jonah Jameson is this?" And so he became J. Jonah Jameson to me, basically.
And is he your favourite character?
I think he is. I think he is. I mean, I it's one of those things that I kind of, because I watch a lot of true crime and like unsolved mysteries and things like that, I kind of not directly could relate to him more, but because of my own personal experiences in what
You had a point of reference.
Yeah, I had a point of reference. That like obviously I could imagine how hard it would be for a policeman to have that one unsolved case that they could never get their head around, or that they could just not find that lead on. Whereas I can't quite relate to working in a high-tech secret lab. You know? Or I can't relate to being a dream avatar as much. As much as I thought Paprika was cool and like she, you just didn't know which way she was going to go next. In the transitions and all that, I kind of feel like I related to the policeman more.
See,
he had a lot of what the fuck moments. What's going on?
He did, and he kind of like acted almost like a bit of a guide.
Yeah.
For the audience who were also going, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
For me, I really like Satoshi as the and Paprika. They're the same person but different personalities, and I thought it was interesting because I've have worked in healthcare and have worked with psychologists and psychiatrists, and I think one of the things that I have noticed is they are incredibly boundaried and incredibly it's just part you have to be, I think, to be able to do that job. And I thought the way that he had portrayed Atoshi as this incredibly boundaried, incredibly in control character who has this very chaotic inner self, this kind of rich, chaotic inner self who's like very loose and kind of thinking on the fly. And it's interesting. I find it interesting that they are actually the same person, and having that kind of because it's all about dreams and reality, that kind of duality of personality. That you have like the person that you know at work versus the person that you feel like you are at home by yourself. Yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe because Paprika was her other half in the dream world, that maybe she kind of dreamt of having a more carefree life, and that's kind of where Paprika came from on that side of things.
Yeah, I think so. And I think also it's impossible to maintain that level of control. So like it has a place and a purpose, and for for her day job it's really important that she is in control, because she's top secret lab star doctor. You've got to kind of have a game face. And I think, and she kind of loses control of Paprika a bit, and I think it's that, like, you know, when you don't like feed your inner your inner self enough, sometimes it just starts taking over.
Yeah, because there was that exchange where she was just like, where she was just like, oh, well, you're part of me, like, why don't you listen to us? And she was like, what's to make you say that you're not part of me, kind of thing. The opposite.
Yeah.
Is Paprika the intrusive thought?
Yeah, or is
the impulsiveness.
Yeah, or is Paprika the real version of Dr. Atoshi? And Dr. Atoshi is just the, like, the facet, the kind of single part of Paprika who is the whole. It's you, like, and you have like I think it's deliberately ambiguous, isn't it? Because I think as an audience you're supposed to take what is meaningful to you rather than it be spoon-fed to you.
Yeah,
it's a very philosophical argument that you could have for both ways there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think both ways would be entirely right as well, which I kind of love. Like there is no right or wrong answer in this one. It's everyone can walk away with their own version of it.
Yeah. You see, I've viewed the Paprika as a very exaggerated opposite of her. So it was like, it was kind of like what she wanted to be more like, but to an extreme. Like, I've noticed that all the different dream sequences, they're all to the extreme. Like the alter selves, whether it be the big guy scientist stuck inside a giant robot, or there's
like a rock'em sock'em.
Or there's Professor X, and he's who's a giant man who can walk because he's in a wheelchair.
He's tentacles.
And also at times a tree, like this kind of
the tree tentacle thing.
I mean, it's the tree tentacles are creepy, and there are moments in this which are unnerving, because dreams aren't always like happy and light. There's like there is a darkness to this film as well. But like that weird contrast between his dream being this like beautiful natural forest, and then him being like this kind of very like huge capitalist figure. Because he's a CEO. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a powerful man.
Yeah, I thought that the tree thing, again, my interpretation was he was very much against the DC mini. He thought it was for leading a team that was developing it. He was very anti DC mini, invading people's dreams, anti the technology that they used.
That they're like,
and he mentions he wants to go back to the natural order, which I don't know, just let people suffer from mental health. I don't know what he was harping on about, but I thought the natural order was kind of like a go back to nature, kind of tree roots kind of thing, like back in the past.
Yeah.
And he also has this weird thing where he wants to take them, because his body's no longer working. He kind of like employs this guy to be his body, so he wants to use the device to kind of like pilot someone else's body so that he can experience. I think at one point he's like, my mind, your body, and it's like this, like he wants to create the perfect human. So there is also like a kind of slightly creepy like perfect human thing happening in the natural order of it. It's like no one in this film is without their hypocrisy.
Yeah, I mean, do you know the guy who he was trying to control?
Yeah.
What was his motivation? Because I know when he was mentioning that he wanted to take over him, he was very like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. He's kind of like ashamed of it.
Yeah. It's he because he's basically signed up to do it and then regrets it, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he doesn't want to give over his body because I think he becomes like obsessed with Paprika basically, but not necessarily with Dr. Otoshi. It's with the dream version of her personality. So they don't really go into his backstory, but what I've imagined
Right.
has happened is that he's been working on the project. They've all been working together, and he's like been spending too much time in the dream and falling in love with Paprika. And then the doctor's been like, well, if you give me your body, you can be in the dream while I pilot your body, and you can have Paprika as like part of your payment. Because he kind of like has this like ownership or like sense that like he's made a bargain and she's part of that deal, and it feels very kind of gross and threatening.
Yeah.
He's the worst character hands down, if that was your next question.
It wasn't, to be fair, 'cause I think even when you see like horrible moments, like there's a moment where that guy puts his hand inside Paprika and under
In
her
her
skin,
body,
and it goes up and then peels her open to reveal the professor.
That was like really, that was really awful, that bit, because I mean, it's very much essay and beyond.
It definitely feels like an intimate threat, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a very controlling atmosphere, that one, and it's kind of like it's the I forgot what I was going to say now. She knows how to get under your skin, so to have it flipped back on her, literally, is something really unexpected. She I think that's the last thing she would ever think would happen to her in that. Like she's just absolutely powerless when this happened. I think she's kind of like taken more by the shock that it has happened.
And that's where the shift in, because up until then she's like kind of almost controlling the dream. Is almost like a godlike figure in it, is able to like transition and outrun everyone and outthink everyone. And in that moment she's like it's reversed, and now she's kind of on the run after that. And it like it's like where the stakes kind of ratchet up a bit.
Isn't it after that she transforms as well, because she's like the Monkey King, is it, when she's flying through on the cloud and everything?
Comes Son Goku. Which is lovely.
Oh, I loved it.
And actually they have loads of, and I think this is part of like the dreaming. It's like almost like this is a shout out to Tooney, who I know has been to a Carl Jung seminar, but Carl Jung talks about dreams in terms of like archetypes and iconography, and I think it's very much of that philosophy in terms of how like the dream iconography, because you have the Sphinx, you have the fairy, you have like all of these like very iconic kind of dream figure or like mythical figures that appear in the dream that she inhabits and switches between. She's a mermaid at one point, and each time it sort of changes the tone of the dream a bit.
Did you have a favorite dream?
Ooh.
Because I know you've got the policeman, you've got the weird doll guy, which I'll not even mention because no one likes weird dolls.
No, not my favorite dream.
Yeah, you get the boss man who's basically on a power trip. There's loads of different dreams you can choose from.
I like there's one dream that sticks with me. I don't know if it's my favorite, like I wouldn't want to be in it. But it's the one where she becomes a mermaid and he comes up as a giant whale.
Oh god, yes.
From beneath the depths, and it feels very dark and scary, but also very beautiful, and very weird because it's just his face but whale body. And he like eats her.
That's when she became like a little fish in a big pond, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I did like that one.
And I quite like the whole sequence because it goes from, I think it goes Sphinx, fairy, mermaid, and that whole sequence happens really quickly as well, because she
Mhm.
is like trying to escape him. So she does lots of different changes very quickly, and I quite like the way that they morph, and it changes like and it's kind of the same with other parts of the film. Like every transition is different, and like you said,
Mhm.
like you're never quite sure what's going to happen next, because you're not sure how it's going to shift, because it
Yeah.
Yeah.
keeps you guessing the whole time of
Yeah.
like, oh, is that going to be the thing that triggers another shift, or is that going to be like, is she going to dive into that telly, or is the telly going to
Mhm.
break open? Like what's happening? Like
I really liked like one of the really early transitions, which was considering what transitions are in this movie. It was a really simple one, and it was the one at the quite early on where she's going through the office and she goes like she's in the computer screen and then walks out of the computer screen and puts the coat on the sleeping worker. And I just think that is like, for something so simple, it really makes you go, wait, what?
yeah.
Um,
And that's where it starts to get weird as well, because like up
yeah.
until then it's kind of normal.
Mhm.
Yeah. That sets the
Yeah.
tone for the rest of the film, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The whole
It does.
montage.
Yeah.
Isn't that where she's going home from the policeman's dream? She wakes up in the hotel room with him, and then she
Mhm.
starts going home. Do I remember that rightly? Because she's dipping in and out of cars, and then she turns back into
Yeah.
a normal
The
real
doctor.
life form.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a really lovely bit.
It's just seamless as well. But
Yeah, very.
Going from the side of the truck into the car and stuff like that as well.
But there's throughout there's themes of like critiquing scientific technology, like people wanting to go back to the old way, and it kind of talks about consent going into people's dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that kind of resonates now with AI?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I
I
think,
know it's been around for a while, but
Yeah.
you get like deep fakes. I know we've
Yeah.
played around in the Discord where Lee's made a weird AI video of me, where it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
that's obviously I haven't done that, but it's
Yeah.
weird seeing
Yeah.
yourself in there. But yeah, do you think it resonates with you?
I mean, I kind of felt that what you're talking about there with the deepfakes, I kind of felt there was one company that was kind of doing a nice thing with it, which was like when there were I remember seeing an advert, was it on YouTube or the TV or something like that, where what they'd done was there was like a little old grandma in her seat, and what they'd done was they'd brought a picture of her husband when he was younger back to life because he'd passed on, and like they made him say something to her, and like she was all, oh, this is so lovely. I kind of liked that idea for the sake of like a memory of a loved one type of thing, but where it's going these days, I don't really like it at all.
Yeah.
But the consent thing, I mean, if you're gonna have this therapy, you've kind of got to give them consent for it. But yeah, if people are just raiding your dreams, you clearly haven't given them consent for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because this was made in 2000 is it 2011?
6.
2001? 2006.
It
So
feels a lot earlier though.
it's
The style of it feels a lot earlier.
yeah, the style's very unique to his kind of filmmaking, and he kind of establishes that in the 90s almost, so it kind of carries that energy. Thematically, I think it's more relevant now than it was when it was made. Like it feels like he foresaw something.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting is that it doesn't say one way is right or wrong. So there is criticism to be found in let's go back to the old ways. There is criticism to be found in let's go into people's dreams and just kind of and have no sense of privacy and no sense of self or like boundary between like intimate self and, you know, outside world.
Yeah.
What I think it does is it's like a cautionary tale of like we have to pay attention to this consciously so that we don't sleepwalk into situations that are dangerous, and that we don't sleepwalk into extremes. Like I personally think the film is asking for progress with guidance. So that idea of like
Yeah.
because I think at the time it was made, a lot of the discourse around like the internet and privacy software and even like data mining, a lot of that was about the fact that the regulations in Japan weren't keeping up quick enough with the way that people were using technology. And I think that, and for now, and in our world today, AI is the thing that is progressing too quickly for us to be able to regulate it safely. So I think that's why it kind of resonates, because actually the problem still exists. It's just moved into a different area of how we're interacting with technology. So I think that's the kind of, if there is a message to be found from this other than isn't reality weird, I think that's what it's calling for. I don't think it's calling for no progress or all the progress. I think it's calling for a balance of like, let's progress but consciously and philosophically and in a way that isn't harmful to people and does consider consent and does consider repercussions of decisions about sharing information. Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more I can add to that.
Yeah. Sorry, I went off one. I've been thinking about this nearly non-stop.
Yeah.
Because I do find it like, because I find myself like desperately wanting to use AI and seeing it as this really useful thing. And I do think like places like therapy and healthcare and all these and education, like AI can be an incredible tool. And also I see like the dangers of it really clearly. So it is, I feel like Paprika resonates with me more now than ever.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it in the Discord quite a lot as a group. What about AI? There's people that are very against it, and there's people that don't care until it's like, whoa, this is getting too much. You know what I mean? But it's like, I think we've always came to the conclusion it's okay to use as a mindless tool, but not for anything creative.
Yeah.
Like that's basically where we're at, because it's just like, one, it can never be truly creative, or can't at the minute at least anyway. Just stealing other ideas.
Yeah, it should be something that is adding to human experience, not replacing human experience. I think it feels like that's where we've like, that's the kind of, I don't even think we've kind of ever been able to pin it down. And I'm sure even in that statement, people have different ways of interpreting that, because it is such a big beast to grapple with.
Oh, definitely.
So, what did you think of Satoshi Kon's style of storytelling? Because he does have a very unique, everything's contrasting. It misleads you quite a lot, or it leads you without holding your hand, which I think's very unique, especially for 2006. It's more like, not, I was gonna say like a thinking person's that way, but I don't know.
But then why did we all watch it?
Exactly. Most of it's went over my head.
Good question. I mean, yeah, you go ahead, Sarah. Go on.
Oh God, this is me thinking. This is me thinking. I think it kind of like it all really depends on the individual, because and how you feel on the day that you watch it. I think you need to be in the right frame of mind to watch Paprika, because there are days when I would not have been able to take anything in from this movie at all. Now, I'm not saying I took much in from it, but I took in more than I might have on another day.
Yeah.
Some days you just need to watch men in muscle cars blow shit up. Turn your brain off movie, that's what I'd call it.
I think we need to get that on a t-shirt for you.
Men in muscle cars blow shit up.
Blow shit up, yeah.
Yeah, but no, because there are some days when you just need that, you need to turn your brain off. But there are some days when you kind of like, maybe you've had not so much of a brain taxing day, and you think, right, my brain's still got enough energy in it to like concentrate on something a little bit more in depth. which is when you don't necessarily need your hand being held going through the movie, and you need to explore the movie at your own pace. Or you need to rewatch the movie several times. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good summation. Like I would say this isn't like an escapey anime, unless you've seen it before, in which case you can probably like relax a bit more. The first time you watch it, you're going to need to pay attention. So you're right, go in with the right headspace. I think I quite like how character focused it is. So like that's one of the things that I quite like about Satoshi Kon's work in general, is that it's usually more about the character story than it is like an overarching story. There is always an overarching story, but that tends to be very loose and very simple. And then the characters themselves add the complexity. I enjoy it, but I think watch at your own pace is a great tidbit, because my attention span is not great. Like I will get distracted easily, and there were a few times where I was like, oh, gonna have to wind that back because I clearly have missed something. Suddenly everything changed because I looked away for like 5 seconds.
That's what I found out, and I tried to watch it while I was doing like a few other bits and bobs that weren't necessarily taxing, because I wasn't focused on the screen at all times. I found that I've probably missed a couple of the pointers as to, oh, this is the story over here. This is the story.
And I do think this is one that watching in subs might actually help you pay attention.
Yes, I did watch it in dub, and I had every intention of watching it sub before we were recording this. But yeah, unfortunately, I just ran out of time.
No, same. What about you, Chris? What did you think?
Yeah.
I thought we'd lost him for a minute there.
I'm dying in this heat at the minute. I was fiddling with my fan.
God, tell us about it.
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna watch it again because I've got what I've got from it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and also I do think that some of the films just not supposed to make sense. Like, some of it's not supposed to like have a decision. Some of it's not supposed to like.
You know what? I think that's something that people forget. I think that's something that people forget. Not every single movie and every single scene in those movies has to have a deeper meaning or make sense in comparison to the rest of the movie. Sometimes it's all about the overarching story, and you know, somebody's sitting there having a cup of coffee, reading like, I don't know, The Lancet or something like that. Might not have anything to do with the movie, but it might have everything to do with the movie at the same time. Just it depends on like very much on the individual movie again, yeah.
And I think you could sit and dissect every scene of this movie and find something from it. I think you could also just sit back and be like, let's not overthink it and just accept that it's going to be at times.
Yeah.
And if you do that, I think it's probably an easier watch.
I think that's what I'm like, because it's like with games like multi-choice games like say Skyrim or something like that, I'll do one playthrough and then I'm done with it. I'll not replay it back because I'm like, that's the experience I've got and that's what I'll stick with. I know you guys don't, but I
have very specific runs.
Nah.
Yes,
see, I'm like,
so for somebody who does all the different runs in.
I'm like,
those are the decisions I've made, and I stand by them.
Exactly, Stormcloaks. Yeah.
Did you? Oh, okay. I like to.
Oh my god!
Just a complete Skyrim side thing. I like to run the game and not choose sides. It's a little bit harder, but it's much more rewarding. Yeah, you can make it through the game without ever siding with either side in the Civil War, and it's fascinating.
Do you want to know what I did?
Yeah. You have to be really careful because you can accidentally side with them at any point.
Well, I killed Parthenax, and I didn't side with the blades. No regrets.
You killed Party Snacks.
You killed Party Snacks, and you didn't side with the blades. So you got the worst of both worlds.
You got the... Oh my god.
That's my experience.
And you stood by that.
Stood by it.
Okay.
That's what I got from it. That's
You
what I
want to
take
kill
from it.
party snacks.
I'm a man of my blade.
Oh
I'm a
my god.
dragonborn of my blade.
Now
Yeah.
the worst thing I do is I tend to like go. I'll come out and I'll go and get the dragonstone, and then I'll just kind of like bugger off until I'm level 50 odd, and then I might consider giving the dragonstone to Whiterun.
To do all the side quests before I even touch the main quest line. You can. I also did one run where it was do everything the Daedra tell you to do, and that was insane because I did things that I never thought I would do in my life. But it's quite fun. So yeah, listen to the devil, kids.
Oh, the devil made me do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll move on. I've only got a few more questions left.
Please move on before Anime Club becomes satanic.
No, Anime Club's going to become Skyrimic.
Yeah.
Ah,
Daedra worse than Skyrim.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
I've
just had some
only
questions.
played it one playthrough, and that's enough. It's fine.
Oh,
But
but
right.
in one playthrough, you killed Parthenon.
Yeah, you looked at us funny.
Oh,
That's the bit that I think funny.
Right.
The blades are the ones who tell you to kill Parthenax. Oh.
Right.
My
If you
God.
could enter someone's dream, who would it be?
Is this in Paprika or just anyone?
Anyone you want. It could be a fictional person. It could be a real life person. It could be a dead person, but they would have to be alive for them to dream.
Can I pick an animal? Because I like Eddie dreams and he makes the weirdest noises and twitches and his body. And I'm like, what? Like he sounds like he's like hunting something, but this is a creature who has never hunted more than like a snack on the carpet. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not like I don't know what can he in his reference is he dreaming that's making him make those noises? And sometimes I wonder, is he dreaming about like what happened before he was rescued? Is he dreaming about like the pigeons in the garden and how much he hates them? Like what's going on?
I wonder if he's like listening to his ancestors and running away from the cooking pot.
Yeah, maybe. There's also part of me that hopes that sometimes he's dreaming about me, but that's because we're codependent.
What about you, Sarah?
I've got no idea.
No, that's fine. You don't have to answer it. Because
I'll have a think after.
To be fair, I don't have an answer, but I kind of want to go into Trixie's dreams, be turtle.
Oh yeah, what's Trixie dreaming about? Do you think
Only
turtles
because you've got a turtle, they don't smile, they don't give you any like affection back, and I want to know what they think or what.
You want to know if you're doing a good job?
Yeah. You'd be like, does she see me as like a good parent, or is
Does she
like,
prefer me to Molly?
nah, she doesn't. It's our feeder. Molly won't touch the worms.
Oh.
Trixie dreams of worms and freedom, says Molly in the chat.
You know what I think?
Probably.
I think I would like to see the dream of a goose. Do they really only dream of violence?
Oh, that's a good one. Isn't
Do
oh, no,
geese
it's a
really
swan.
only dream of violence?
Because I was thinking, there's that old
What about a
QI
swan?
thing where it was telling you, but it was a goose, where they use goose's neck as toilet paper. Or was it a swan?
Yeah, I think it's a swan. I remember that.
I think it's a swan.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say it would just be PTSD from that. Eh?
Were they alive when they're being used as toilet paper?
Yeah, how else would you use them again?
That feels dangerous. Stuff them and wash them off.
I don't know.
Yeah, I probably would have gone with Phoebe
It's
on
like
that
a
one.
kind of like, you know, like a loofah. Just get like, so it's like I'm imagining them stuff in like a straight line, like neck straight out. So that's the handle, body
mounted
to the butt. Get the tail feathers on the tail.
Yeah.
See, I thought there was like you could go from chest to beak and then use the beak for winnets.
I don't think I want a live swan's beak near my
No.
hole.
No.
Never lived.
I think that feels like that.
I've been bitten on my hand by a swan before, which drew blood. So I don't think I'd want them near the other end.
They're vicious, and if it's geese, it's even worse. Have you seen the inside of their hell mouths?
Yeah, God, the
Truly
spiny
nightmare fuel.
tongue.
Yeah.
I think
They
you've
do
never
look-
lived until you've put yourself in a dangerous situation. So
This is making me kind of want to go
I've
into
been
your
in many
dream.
dangerous situations, Chris. I just don't need a goose or a swan involved. There's the quote for you.
Yeah.
So I asked Phoebe before this, do you have any questions that you want answered? And you came up with, do you think at the end of the film the policeman was awake or asleep?
Yeah. Because I just can't decide. And I was kind of curious what you guys thought.
Yeah,
And you very helpfully said, does it matter? And I was like, well, probably not.
yeah. My opinion was he kind of resolved his anxiety where he talked to his dream best friend as a child, and basically said, "Don't worry, I forgive you for not continue on and finishing the films that were made, because you are living that life now. You are a policeman. You live action every day, and I'm proud of you, whatever." And he eventually got to see, started going to see films again. So with that being resolved, I thought even if it's resolved in his dream or in real life, it's the same outcome either way, so it doesn't really matter. But what did you think, Sarah?
No, I like your way of thinking on that one. He resolved that side of things, and I kind of get the feeling that he's a bit more at peace with the unsolved case as well, in a way. After all the kind of illusions of him being the victim, him being the shooter, and all of that, all at the same time. It's kind of one of those things where, I mean, unsolved cases, I imagine, will like burrow into your brain and kind of like rot it away eventually, unless you kind of get to the point of, I might not be able to see this, I need a fresh pair of eyes, get somebody else to look at it type of stuff. But I think he's kind of come to peace with that side of it a little bit as well. So the anxiety with his childhood friend and that he's a bit more at ease with. So I think he's kind of gone through that and he's awake at the end.
Because the other question I have is any of the bit that doesn't involve the detective real at all, or does the detective, in order to have his therapy, need a crime to solve? So so his dream is the crime itself. Like that was the other thought I had, was that like
that's a good thought.
like actually does the DC Mini ever get stolen, or is that all a dream as well? But it's the detective's dream, and by having a crime to work on, he's able to,
I like that.
That's his method for therapy. Don't know.
Yeah, because it's kind of like one of those things where, again, going back to that unsolved case, will definitely, as a detective, knock your confidence and, you know, make you go, am I really in a job that I can do, full stop, if I can't solve this one case? So that would make a lot of sense for them to, like, the therapy side of it is, we'll give him a case in his dreams to solve, and like,
and she
build his confidence back up.
And she starts off the film by giving him therapy.
Yeah.
So like, is that the actual, like, is that the entrance point, and then everything after that is just none of it's real?
Actually,
it's kind of like the initial meeting and then your treatment plan.
Yeah.
What confused me is you've got this hard-boiled detective, right, who obviously deals with shootings, killings. Maybe he's not daily, but he's dealt with a few like bad cases. And the source of his anxiety is his childhood friend not being able to make films with him anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, funny what the brain latches onto.
Yeah, but
his brain doesn't hold on to that stuff. He doesn't understand it.
I remember some random ass shit from my childhood.
I've just said, surely you've seen more harrowing, anxiety-inducing things than, oh, I left my mate to join the police force instead of finishing that film.
Yeah, but Chris, those more harrowing things, the brain often buries them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In order,
Except,
I think you've got to be of a certain type of brain to be like a detective or a crime scene investigator or something like that, because you've got to get through your life after seeing all this shit.
yeah.
You know, I mean, watching some of these like true crime things that you see, I can't imagine being in the place of the person who is the first on scene police wise and sees the absolute horror of what's in front of them. How do you get past that? With obviously
Dream
some people will do it with
therapy.
therapy, but yeah, therapy. But some
Dream.
people will just bury it and they'll bottle it up.
Yeah.
And I think that could be why the anxiety from his youth's coming through, because he's kind of buried the rest of the horrible cases.
True.
Yeah.
True. I'd say that. But I can also
So yeah,
see
that
Phoebe's.
was my only question I could think of.
Yeah, because my last question about it is, so like when we talked about before, you take what you take from the end of this film or the whole film in general. Are there any questions that you had after you watched it, or is there any like impressions or thoughts you had afterwards where you thought, oh yeah, that's really interesting, that?
I get very existential after watching films like this. I'm like, nothing's real. The only thing that's certain is death. So might as well just crack on.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I get left with by this film, which sounds awful, but is actually quite nice. I enjoy that feeling. So if you too like an existential crisis triggered by beautiful anime, check out Paprika.
I mean, I kind of went as I can see a lot of people switching this movie off early on because they're not in the right frame of mind. They're just kind of like, no, this is not for me, type of thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard watch, and I wouldn't recommend it as something to get someone into anime.
Yeah.
It's not a first watch anime at all.
Mm-mm.
I don't think it's necessarily lacking in that, although again, that's personal opinion. The director clearly wanted a mindfuck movie, so it will always be that no matter what you're. It's achieved its objective. It's likely that you don't necessarily have to understand it, but you need to just experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite anime at all by a long way, but I'm glad I watched it. And it came to a all right conclusion, but it kind of left me with a feeling of, oh, at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one of the weird questions that I thought in my head after I watched it, because I thought, right, so this it's like an amalgamation of loads of people's dreams in this dream world, and they're all flowing and interconnected. Why is there no weird sex dreams in there?
There probably was.
There are.
Did you not get any of the like
his hand inside a woman?
The blatantly
That's a weird sex dream.
I mean, when the head of the department was the big emperor man, and she basically Paprika comes to him as a little slave girl, wanting to express her gratitude, and sinks into him, and he floats up into the sky and explodes.
Yeah.
That's
Or
not a
at
dodgy
the end
sex
where
dream.
she's sucking everything up.
She's a big tall naked lady.
The tentacles going into her mouth.
Yes.
There's so much. Chris, what I find weird is
Chris,
that
did you watch this with your eyes
any of the weird sex stuff.
No, not. Do you know why? Probably the weird little freaky dolls. Like, I just,
yeah.
they get my attention all the time because like dolls are weird.
They're unnerving, aren't they?
I don't understand. I mean, there probably is nice people who collect them, but I haven't met any.
Yeah. And on that note,
yes,
we're gonna wrap up.
Yes.
I mean, Chris, even if you look at the image you've used for like under our beautiful faces on the YouTube page, there are a couple of naked dolls, completely naked dolls anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
odd position. So
Yeah, should we talk about what's coming up next week? And wrap
Yeah.
up?
Yay!
so we've got Saturday. Come back and watch Sarah. If you've enjoyed this chat, come and watch Sarah with her equally lovely co-woman of not co-woman of not
No. What?
of Wonk. Sorry, the heat's got me. Doing NERDfest. That's where the end's trying to
Yeah.
run into my brain.
We got Laura Johnson in, who works with the people who organise NERDfest, for a little chat about what's going to happen and that cosplay stuff that she does and things like that.
Which is going to be lovely. And we also have Rumblecast. So Jake and Sloop are going to see a local wrestling show, a live show, and they're going to be reviewing what they saw. And it's like a kind of love letter to wrestling. I'm sure it will be anyway. And an invitation to go find your local wrestling, because as Jake reminded me the other day on Top Grumps, there's no need to give your money to the big guys because there are loads and loads of independent wrestling arenas in your area. So come on to the Nerdy Up North channel for that on Saturday. On Sunday, we have the Sunday Pod is back. And they will be doing Silence of the Lambs, which is one of the greatest films of all time.
Can't wait for that.
On Monday, of course, we have Monsters and Slashoween, but not to like override what they're talking about this week. Sammy has asked me to do a very big shout out. Please, 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 if you haven't already, go and support the Slay Kickstarter. They're so close to getting the money they need.
Yeah.
They've got 2 more days. So yeah, if you can go and support them if you haven't already, Jimmy Simpson, who you will know from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They've done an episode where they talk about it as well, which you can find on the I think it's on the Monsters playlist in the Nerdy Up North channel. And then on Tuesday, Top Grumps are doing Manborg. Is it a man?
Manborg.
Is it a Borg? It's both. Which is another classic Chris pick. So I'm sure the special effects will be terrible. The plot will be non-existent, but it will still be incredibly funny.
There's also some special stuff we've got lined up for that episode, which I'll not spoil, but you'll have to watch. But yeah, might be some special effects.
Is Chris Manborg because of
some homegrown Manborg? If Chris comes in with tinfoil taped to his face,
don't spoil it, man.
And then of course we also have Countdown for Doomsday. The next episode is yet to be confirmed, but if you're needing to get your Marvel fix in the meantime, go check out the Black Panther episode, which is still up from last week. And that will tide you over until Infinity War will be the next one that they do. Thank you all. That's it. I think that's it for promos. I've rattled through stuff.
Yeah, just to say that the link for the Kickstarter is in the comments, and they're just under $10,000 off, and there's 50 hours left, so it's like the final push for it at the minute. It's like I've backed it.
Could I give a shout out once you're done?
It's yeah, sure. It's like 17 quid for the first tier, which gets you the film, bragging rights, everything. So as well.
Gotta love bragging rights.
Yeah, gotta love bragging rights.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out for anybody who's up in Sunderland over the weekend, because Graham, the Velvet Snatch, is doing the next Nerdy Up North quiz at Geek Retreat in the town centre. And this month's theme is comics. Although Graham has said it might be how hot am I and how much cooler do I wish I was.
Love that.
And this month they are raising money for Mind.
Great charity.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's 5 till 8 at Geek Retreat on Saturday.
Great.
Tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Sarah. And
well, thank you for inviting me.
It's alright, anytime. Anytime you see an anime and you fancy watching it, just talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for our Anime Club.
Awesome.
Yay! Right. Bye.
Hey,
Oh no, wait there.
Bye. Oh,
What we're
what?
doing next week?
we,
Oh, God.
Sorry.
we might do some pre-recording and stuff, but next week we will be doing Mononoke with the mysterious Mr. Paul, who has seen some anime before.
He's seen
and
one
I'm
anime.
sure he's seen exactly one anime, and I think he thought it was mid. So it'll be interesting to see what he thinks. One of my all-time favorites.
See if we can bring him round.
I know. I'm secretly hoping he likes it, because otherwise I'll have put him through something that he doesn't like, and then have to hear him trash it.
See, but if he doesn't like it, we'll all just block him. But on that note,
Yeah.